Hey guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the Atwood Adventure Tag. Now I was tagged in this ages ago by the lovely Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, and I thought I would finally get around to doing it. My shoes annoy me. It's sunny out here. I'm going to adjust the height so you can see in the t-shirts. Thought I'd better film it while it's nice. Now this is a very chatty video, so although I've written the prompts down, I'm lazy. I will link Alice's video down below with them all written down for my description bit because she's better at it than me and I'm lazy, to be honest. But this is a chatty video. My notes, if you can see how bad my handwriting is. So I've written down the prompts, but I hope I can do it. Now, I love the fact this is a chatty video because it means I don't need to have anything with me. One thing. Okay, so because there's quite a lot of prompts, let's get on with it. Prompt number 1. Before publishing her first collection of poetry in the early 60s, Margaret Atwood had several other jobs, including working in summer camps. What was your first job? Now, my first job was working at Pizza Hut in the kitchen, but I didn't last very long. I don't think I even lasted 3 months there because I was awful at it. So that was my first job. My first proper full-time job was working for Boots Opticians in Woking. I worked there for a few years. I was a trainee dispensing optician. Didn't quite work out the way I'd planned because unfortunately my car accident happened 3 months into it. So things had to sort of change there a little bit. But that was my first job, and it's kind of weird because I'm back working for Boots now and I'm loving it. I mean, that was 30, yeah, we're not going to go how many years ago that was. Way too many years. I was 18, I'm 14, 25 years ago. God, that's quite a scary thought, isn't it? So there you go. Prompt number 2. While growing up, Margaret Atwood's family spent several months each year living in the bush in the northern Ontario. What is a survival skill that would help you live off the grid? Not very many, I don't think. I'm quite good at cooking from basic ingredients and making like a meal out of nothing. I'm quite good at being creative with my food. I'm quite good at knowing what berries are good to eat and things like that. So would that be helpful? I don't know. I'm good at making up dens and stuff. I'm quite good at making dens because I did that growing up. I can't think of anything else. Sorry. I'm a bit of a homely girl. I like my house and I don't like camping or anything like that. So all I can think about is making dens and the berries and stuff. I think that's probably my sort of survival skills. Number 3, Margaret Atwood grew up reading comic books. Do you have a favourite comic book or comic book character? I don't read comic books. I can't really remember, because I'm so old, I can't remember the comic books of my youth. Obviously I remember like Dino and, the really old ones, but I can't for the life of me remember any of them, sorry. Number 4, Margaret Atwood is not only a poet, author, she's also illustrated books and shown her creativity in many other ways. What are ways you are creative? Well, believe it or not, I used to write poetry, but unfortunately that stopped 18 years ago when my dad died. I've literally not written a poem since then. But yes, when I was growing up, certainly when I was 18 and stuff, I used to write a lot of poetry. When I was 16, 17, 18, I wrote a lot of poetry. I wrote it also after my accident and up till my dad died. And I don't know what happened, but that was something that stopped. I'd love to write again, but I don't think now I would be anywhere near good enough. So that's kind of a creative skill. Other than that, it's cooking. I love cooking. I love cooking. I really enjoy it. I use my creativity. I love like bringing menus together. Because I like healthy eating. I do like sort of literally making curries and meals from scratch. I like just throwing in herbs and spices and just going like that. I really am passionate about cooking, so I think cooking for me is my creativity. Don't ask me to bake, can't bake for the life of me. Cannot, I will burn cakes, burn everything. But cooking on the hob, I love making dishes from scratch. Number 5. Some of Margaret Atwood's writing is inspired by myths, folk tales and fairy tales. What is your favourite myth, folk tale and fairy tale and why? My favourite fairy tale has got to be Beauty and the Beast, and that is because Belle is beautiful and she loves books. And I love the fact, I think it's not just Belle who loves books, which I obviously am a fellow book lover, but it's the Beast. It's the fact that she saw beyond the appearances and she turned the Beast She fell in love with him as the true self. Like, to me, Beast is your true inner self. It's not about creative appearances. And she fell in love with him that way, and he became a prince. And she saw beyond that. And I think, to me, that's something that's really strings very true. I love all the Disney fairy tales as well. I've loved all the films. I've loved the book. I want my own copy of the book. One day I'll get my own copy of the book. But I used to love reading that to Mia. Fairy tale, I can't really think of any, but no, I think that, to me, myth. And I think myths, I like reading Sophie Anderson myths, like the Russian myths and stuff. So, not Russian, but you know what I mean, the myths from that sort of side of the country. Don't mention that country, but you know what I mean. Rambling now. Okay. Margaret Atwood's most known novel is The Handmaid's Tale. What is a task or chore that you wish you had a servant for, and why? Hell, I do most of the bloody housework in this house, so any of them would be helpful. I think for me, probably my least favourite of them is making beds. And that's because it's a job that really tires me out. I get a real strange pleasure out of cooking and hoovering. Hoovering's one of my favourites, but my least favourite is making the beds, like changing the duvet sets over and doing all that. That for me is quite a manual job. And when my wrist and my knee are killing me, it's my least favourite job. So yeah, stripping and making beds, because I would love someone else to do it. One of these days the kids will learn. Chance to be a fine flipping thing. Anyway, number 7. The themes Margaret Atwood writes about have stayed consistent in her writing for over 6 decades. She writes about the roles of men and women in society, relationship, religion, marriages and identity, to name a few. If Atwood were to write some themes about you, write a novel about you, what would be some themes she would have to include? Obviously chronic pain, disability, my love of reading, obviously, but for me, I think the chronic pain is something that was a part of my day-to-day life. My disabilities are a part of my day-to-day life. My love of books, my love of hiding in books. See, booktube, you know. There are some things that have stayed consistent with me. Books in general have stayed consistent with me. That's something that's that's what I've grown up with. My chronic pain is something I've had for a very long time. My disabilities I've had for 25 years. It's, you know, it's never ending. So I think they would be the themes that I would probably say she'd include about me, because that's, and the fact I'm a chatterbox. Does that count as a theme? Or the fact that I like talking quite a lot, maybe? I know you'd agree with that, Gem, from Gemma Books. She'd definitely agree with that from Chatterbox. Number 8. Oh, no, apparently, according to my booktube friends, the fact that all of that, I have all the chronic pain and disabilities, the fact that I'm a stubborn bugger and I will not let anything knock me down. You knock me down, I get straight back up again. Right, number 8. Oh, and lastly, family. Family is the key, it's the key to me. My family with my children and Chris, my siblings, my aunts and uncles, my family as a whole is very important to me. That they drive me round the bend, but I would never be anywhere without them. And my friendships, yeah. I'm listing loads, aren't I? I don't know. Family and friends count? They're good themes. What do you reckon? Next one, number 8. Margaret Atwood has created words for her novels. She has talked about how they make it difficult for translators of her work. Do you have a favourite word? Why, and why is it your favourite? I've got a silly word. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And that's a word that is on the Mary Poppins films, and it's my favourite word because it makes me smile when I say it. I don't know why. It's a silly word. It's the longest word. It's a word I can't say or spell, but it's just a blur word. One to make me smile. Right, number 9. Margaret Atwood was born in Canada and lives in Canada, but she also has lived in the United States, England, France, Germany and Scotland. What countries have you lived in, and or what countries would you like to live in? Again, I'm a home girl. I've only ever lived in the UK. I've only ever lived in 2 towns, and I'm happy with that. If I had a dream world, where would I like to live? Part of me would like to go to Canada because I've got very distant family there, and it's a place that I've always been intrigued about. Other than that, I think Australia's another one because Chris has got family there, and I know it sounds really silly, but I'd love to go there. I'd love the weather there. The weather there would be so good for my knee. It would just be so good for my knee. I would love it. But they're nowhere near us, so if I did, I'd have to ship everyone else there because I wouldn't be able to be. I wouldn't be able to be without my family, so if I could ship all of them with me, then I'd go and live there. Other than that, Wales, because I kind of like it over in Wales. It's quite nice. Right, number 10. Margaret Atwood is an advocate for caring for the earth. What is something that you do to help care for our planet? I am a big recycler. I love recycling. I'll recycle everything. I will reuse things. I save things. I don't throw very much away, ever. I love the fact we've now got food recycling bins. I think that's fantastic where we are. I think that's a great way of recycling. So recycling is a very big key. I also have my kids do litter picks when they're out. Not so much these days, but they have done that because I think that's very key to the environment, to protect the animals and stuff. But yeah, recycling is a very big thing for me, and reusing. I will reuse to everything. I can use it once or twice. The kids love creating stuff out of nothing, so that's very key for me. Number 11. Margaret Atwood is passionate about animal rights, and in some of her writing has included animals and reflections on animals. What is a topic you're passionate about? Like I said in the themes, to me it's about disability rights and rights for those with chronic pain. It is something that I've learnt over the last 25 years. Like 25 years was when I lost my sight and my hearing in my face, and that obviously happened then. And 7 years ago I started getting chronic pain, and I don't think either of them are well enough known about. Obviously, if you can see a disability, if a disability is visible or a chronic illness is visible, people seem to be more accepting. But when these disabilities and chronic pain issues are invisible, it is very hard for people to understand. And that is something I fight for on my channel. It's something I really like reading about. It's something I talk about on my channel, and it's something I talk about in my day-to-day life, because I have to have the awareness out there. I have known so many others that struggle like myself with the chronic pain and with chronic illness and with disabilities, and they don't get the support they need. But just in life in general, it's so hard. Like, it's something that I fight for even in my job. Like, I work with people, and if someone comes in and lets me know, well, I've got this disability, I've got this problem, or invisible illness, or like autism and things like that as well, it's something that I really fight to get them to get that support. It's something I really will support others. With my chronic pain, people don't always get that it's not, people are like, oh, just take a tablet, it'll get fixed, or now that I've had my procedure, I should be fixed and I should be magically better. And I'm not. I still have flares. I still have days where I struggle to move around, days where even having a shower will knacker me out. Like, a shower could tire me out when I'm having a bad flare. And people don't really get it, and it's something that I am really passionate about, and I'm passionate to get the support of the others that I know. And it's something that I want other people to get the support for, because I'm on chronic pain groups, and the amount of people that say others don't understand that, it really drives me mad. Because we should, just because a disability is invisible, or even visible ones need to support. I think that's something, as you can well tell, I'm very, very passionate about that. And that's something I will fight for on my channel. Is there anything you guys want me to do more of on my channel to fight for that, and you want more to learn about, let me know, because I'd love to do anything I can to support others. And if any of you suffer as well, let me know, because I do have a group or network on here that do have fellow sufferers, and we do sort of support each other. But yeah, if there's anything I want me to do, let me know. Right, number 12. Margaret Atwood is supportive of new authors in a variety of ways. Who is a newer author, and what debut novels would you like people to know about? I love seeing debut novels. I love it when I get that someone lets me know that a new author's put a book out that they think I'm going to like, or if I see a book and it sounds great, then it's something I really am passionate about, supporting new authors. One of the newer authors to me is Beth Morey, who's only got 2 books out. She's got Saving Missy, and she's just had another book, Em and Me, which I can't wait to read. You'll see that in my book haul. But Saving Missy was her first book. I was given this by the lovely Gemma from Read a Book Gem, and it is incredible. It's got this lady's got an older protagonist. It does tackle, we've got an LGBTQI plus character in it that you don't realise, and I'm not going to tell you who that turns out to be. You've got animals, you've got family, you've got friendships, found family, and it's brilliant, this book. I cannot wait to read Em and Me, because that's about a mother and a daughter, and that's relationship, and obviously I'm Em. But I love this book. For her debut novel, this was fantastic. And it makes me smile when I have debut novels that come out, and I loved it. There is another book that I've read, God, I'm trying to think. there are, like I said, I will always support debut novels, debut authors, and I think it's fantastic to do that because we all need to support each other. And lastly, tag some of your favourite booktubers. I think a lot of people have done this tag, so I'm going to tag 3 smaller channels I don't think have done it. And the first one is obviously Berna from Berna Bookish Ventures. She's a smaller channel, but she's been on here pretty much the same time as me, and she's amazing. A very new channel, which is Booking with Deborah. She's actually been a commenter on my channel for a while, and she's lovely. And then lastly, I want to shout out, and this is a big shout out for her to do it, because this is Danny from Danny's World of Books. I want to say something amazing about this lady, in the fact that she is a newish friend to me. I think it's been this year, and she's become a genuine friend. She only has 350 subscribers, and she deserves way more. If you like me and my channel and what I read, you have to watch Danny, because we have got very, very freakishly similar tastes. She is one of the loveliest ladies I could ever talk to. We now talk weekly because I found her via Gem from Gemma Books. And I think, Gem, I think you've done this, but if you've not, I'm not tagging you, but if you haven't done it, do it, because she's another amazing booktuber who deserves more channels, deserves more subscribers. So yeah, let's support each other. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.